Hey everybody, so in today's video I gotta explain class lists in JavaScript. Class list is an element property. It's used to interact with an element's list of classes, meaning CSS classes. By accessing the class list property of an element, we can make reusable classes for many elements across your web page. If I have a CSS class, I can dynamically add, remove, toggle, replace, or check to see if an element contains a certain class. So what we'll do in this example, in our HTML document, is create a button. The button will have text of my button. The ID of this button will be my button. We'll apply a little bit of CSS initially. Let's select the ID of my button. We'll be applying just a few properties. Let's increase the font size to 4 REM. Oh, not 43, 4. Go back. I'll add a little bit of margin of 10 pixels. Remove the border with border none. Border radius to smooth the corners, 5 pixels. And add a little bit of padding. 10 pixels by 15 pixels. That's good enough for now. We're going to create a CSS class of enabled. We won't apply it right away though. We'll apply this class to this button using JavaScript. If an element is enabled, let's change the background color to be something blue. I'm going to use HSL values though. And I will set the font color to be white. So this button doesn't have this class yet. We'll add that in dynamically using JavaScript. We'll create a reference to this button. Const my button will be the name. Then we need to select it. Document.get element by ID. The ID that I'm selecting is my button. To add a class to an element, take that element, my button, access the class list property, follow this with the add method. We will add the name of the class, enabled. And now my button is enabled. We have appended the CSS properties dynamically. So if I were to inspect this element, I'll right-click, inspect. We have added that class of enabled to the element. So my button has an ID and a class of enabled. To remove a class, again, take that element of my button, access the class list. We will use the remove method. We will remove the class of enabled. And it's gone. Let's right-click on the element, inspect. So our class list is empty. We have added and then removed that class of enabled. We're going to create a new class now of hover. When we hover over an element, apply these CSS properties. It's kind of like we're using the hover pseudo class, but we're using it a little bit different. We can add or remove this class dynamically at will. If we apply this class, let's set a box shadow to give the element a 3D pop effect. For a horizontal and vertical offset, let's set those to be 0 each. Let's add 10 pixels for the blur effect. And I will set the color to be, I don't know, let's set it to be black, but set the alpha down to like 20%. And then when I hover, I would also like to set the font weight of that element to be bold. Let's add the hover class. So the appearance of this button changed. I would like to apply this class of hover only when I hover my cursor over the element. We'll add a mouse over event listener. We will take my button, add event listener. We have an event type and a callback to a function. The event type will be mouse over. When we mouse over this element, we are provided with an element object. Event arrow do this. We will access our event object's target, meaning the button, take our class list, and add the class of hover. And let's see if this works. If I hover my cursor over the button, we apply the hover class. Now when I leave the button, I would like to remove it. Really, we can just copy the code for the event listener, paste it, replace mouse over with mouse out. Then we will remove that class. So now we can apply that class and then remove it with mouse over and mouse out. There's also toggle. If we toggle a class, we'll remove it if that class is present, add that class if it's not. So let's replace add with toggle. Do this for both mouse over and mouse out. And that should work the same. When we hover our cursor over the button, we will toggle the class of hover. If we have a mouse out event, we will toggle it again to remove it. Now we're going to use the replace method to replace one class with another. We'll create a new class of disabled. We'll be replacing the enabled class with the disabled class when we click on the button. So with the background color of the disabled class, let's set the background color to be gray. Again, I like using HSL for the colors. I'll set the lightness to be like 60%. I'm trying to get a faded appearance. And for the color, let's pick a light shade of gray using HSL values. I'll set the lightness to be 80%. Going back to our JavaScript file, let's add the class of enabled. My button, access the class list, use the add method, we will add the class of enabled. Then we'll add an event listener to the button. We will take my button, add an event listener. We have an event and a callback. The event is going to be click. I would like to do something when we click on the button. We will receive an event, arrow, do this. Take our events, target, access the class list. We will use the replace method. Replace the old class with the new class. Replace the enabled class with the disabled class. There's two arguments. The old class and the new class. Replace the old class with the new class. Then, when we click on this button, we'll replace the enabled class with the disabled class. Then we have the contains method. If an element contains a class, this will return true, and if it doesn't, it returns false. So within our event listener, let's add an if statement and an else statement. We'll check to see if our events target access the class list. We will use the contains method. If we click on the button and the class contains disabled, what do we want to do? Does the class list contain disabled? Let's change the text content. Take our events, target, access the text, content. I'll append an emoji. What's a good one? That one. Else replace enabled with disabled. Let's click on the button. We'll replace the enabled class with the disabled class. Our button is now disabled. If I were to inspect this element, the class is now disabled. If I were to click on this button again, well, our class contains disabled. That was true. So we end up doing this code, where we append the text content of the button. Now, the nice thing about using class lists, HTML elements have a class list property. We can reuse CSS classes amongst many HTML elements. We'll create an h1 element now. The text of this element will be hello. I will give this element a unique ID of my h1. I'll increase the font size so we can see it. Select the ID of my h1. I'll increase the font size. Let's try 5 rem. Let's create a reference to my h1. Const my h1 equals document dot get element by ID. The ID that I'm selecting is my h1. We'll add the enabled class to my h1. My h1 dot class list dot add, not ass, add enabled. And there we go. We have added these CSS properties to this element. And because I'm lazy, I'm going to copy all of this code where we add an event listener to my h1. So let's replace my button with my h1. Now, when we click on this h1 element, we can disable it. We'll replace the enabled class with the disabled class. And if you don't believe me, let's take a look. The class of my h1 is now disabled. if I were to click on this element again, well, the class list contains disabled, so we execute this if statement, where we change the text content of that target. Now here's a challenge round. We're going to create 4 buttons, and store all of those buttons within a node list. So let's create a button, with the text of the first button being button 1. I will give this button a class of my buttons. Let's copy this button, paste it 3 times. Button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4. Let's remove the CSS from my h1, select the class of my buttons. Keep these 3 classes of enabled, hover, and disabled. Okay, let's eliminate all this code. We'll create a node list to contain all these buttons. We can use const if we don't plan on adding or removing buttons, or let if we do. Let buttons equals document dot query selector all. Select all elements that have a class of my buttons. We'll apply our enabled class to all the buttons. So we will take our node list of buttons, use the for each method. For each button within our node list, do this. Take each button, access each button's class list property. I will add a class of enabled. And we have applied that class to all the buttons. If you need to remove a class, you can do the same, but replace add with remove. Now, when we hover our cursor over one of these buttons, we will toggle the hover class. We need to iterate through our node list of buttons. Take buttons, use the built-in for each method. For each button within our node list, do this. Take each button, add an event listener. The event listener has an event type and a callback to a function. The event type will be mouse over when we hover our cursor over it. We will be provided with an event argument. Arrow, do this. Access the event object, access the target, meaning the button that we hover over, access the class list property. We will toggle the hover class. So when we hover our cursor over one of these elements, we will apply the hover class. Now when our cursor leaves one of these elements, we would like to toggle that class again. Let's copy everything we have here, paste it, replace mouse over with mouse out. When we leave one of these elements, toggle the hover class again to remove that class. Now when we click on one of the buttons, we're going to replace the enabled class with the disabled class. Take our node list of buttons, use the for each method. With each button, arrow, do this. Take each button, add an event listener. We need to select the event type and a callback to a function. The event type is going to be click. The parameter is event, arrow, do this. When we click on one of these buttons, we'll replace the enabled class with the disabled class. Take our event object, access its target, access the class list property. We will replace the old class with the new class. Replace the enabled class with the disabled class. And let's see if this works. When I click on a button, we'll replace the enabled class with the disabled class. The last thing we'll do is that when we click on a button that's disabled, we'll change the text content. We'll have to use the contains method. So within our event listener, I'll add an if statement. If access our event, access its target, access the class list property, use the contains method. Does the class list contain the class of disabled? If it does, we'll access our event, access the target of that event, change the text content of that element. I'll append an emoji. That one. I like that emoji. If the class list of that element isn't disabled, it doesn't contain the class of disabled, we'll execute an else statement where we disable it by replacing the enabled class with the disabled class. We have 3 event listeners: mouse over, mouse out, and click. We're utilizing all 3 of these custom classes: enabled, hover, and disabled. We can hover over these elements, then we'll have mouse over and mouse out events. Then when I click on one of these buttons, we can apply that disabled class. Within our click event listener, we have an if statement. If we click on an element that's already disabled, append the text content. Alright everybody, so that is the classList property. It's used to interact with an element's list of classes, their CSS classes. They allow you to make reusable classes for many elements across your web page. And well everybody, that is the classList property in JavaScript.